Hi, everyone. A brief introduction of myself. I'm Marzieh. I'm a research scientist at Cohere for AI. My background has been NLP, machine translation. I also come from a multilingual background. I was born in Germany, raised in Iran, and living in Netherlands for the past 10 years. And it has been a great privilege and joy to work on the data team in the AYA project for the past year. Next slide, please. So I want to today talk about why we have focused on a huge effort of this project on creation of this data, and also how what was the end result and how we did that. It is very important for every language to be represented in today's technologies like language models to have data in those languages, and not just any data, but good quality data, something that we call labeled data. So not just raw data that is usually used for pre-training, as well as data that is aware and conscious of the nuances of the culture of those languages. And for very good reason, many large language models nowadays are focusing on English because of this lack of data in a multilingual setting, because all of these challenges. Next slide, please. We do know that it's important to, when we train these models in a multilingual setting, that we are addressing we are not just providing multilingual capabilities for these models, but we are also addressing other risks, such as having bias for particular languages, or marginalizing some groups if we don't really have representation in the data, or just security flaws in different languages. So all of this motivated us to create this huge collection as part of this project. Next slide, please. So we had two main artifacts and outputs in this project. One is the AYA dataset. Madeline already talked about this amazing community that was built and contributed in this project. And Freddie told you guys about the UI that Team One built to collect this data. And this is the outcome of that. So the result was people from different countries that speak different languages. They wrote examples in their native languages and languages that they are fluent in. And not just any examples, also just really examples that fit the history, the culture, and a lot of nuances of those languages. So in the end, we built this AYA dataset from these brand new contributions of people in the community in 65 languages, which a huge portion of it is low resource languages that they didn't really have this kind of label data, which are like pairs of prompts and completions before in their language. Next, please. Next slide. Great. And I do want to emphasize that it's for the AYA dataset, literally behind every data point in that dataset is someone in a different country writing that example. So it's a really valuable resource that we are hoping a lot of people can use for advancing language technologies in their own languages. Next slide, please. Right, so the second artifact that we create is what we call AYA collection. So in order to scale, so AYA dataset is a really like valuable human curated collection of examples. But in order to scale, especially for a lot of languages that we had some, in general, there might not have been enough contributions, or there were like other ways that we could maybe augment the data. We set out to do that semi-automatically and release that under the AYA collection. That included looking at existing data sets in different languages and asking people to write templates so that we can transform these data sets into this style of instruction or prompts and completions, as well as also translating many of these data sets into the 100 languages that we cover in this project. Next, please. Next slide. Thanks. So what we have in the IA collection is also a good diversity of tasks, which has been shown that is quite important for such a collection, especially when we then go into languages that they really didn't have any examples in this particular style that can be used to fine-tune language models. I do want to mention here that we actually focus on subtasks that are more longer examples in the sense of like full sentences rather than one-word answers, because it was also important to be able to have like a rich data set when we do translations in different languages. And as Freddie also showed, we have seen this correlation between the length of sentences with the quality of the data. Next, please. Right, and then as a really nice surprise side effect, artifact of this project, we also released the IA evaluation suite. So this includes, it was really important for us to have this curated test sets that people can use for evaluating open-ended generations of language models, not in English, but in different languages. And we focused on selecting examples from our collected data from the IA dataset, as well as using existing data sets, the DALI 15K one, to handpick examples from that, and then translate to all of our languages so that we have this sort of balance of really high quality human curated as well as good quality post-edited examples in more languages. So this can be used to evaluate language models in a multilingual setting, which is really valuable for future research. Next slide, please. Right, and here's everything at a glance. We release all of these resources on Hugging Face. You can find more information for each of these collections there, and just use that in your research or any interesting questions that you are working in a multilingual setting. Next slide, please. Right, and I do want to give a shout out to the data team in this project, Danielle, Wayne, and Aisha, as well as several people from the community who actually helped transform specific data sets in their native languages, and they are our dataset champions. They really contributed to their own languages in the IA collection. Thanks, that's it for me.